Welcome to BNI Mid-America TV, where you can learn more to earn more and get more from your BNI membership. Today's show is the New Member Spotlight with your host, Marcel Brown.
Welcome to another New Member Spotlight in BNI Mid-America TV. My name is Marcel Brown, known as the most trusted name in technology, and also the New Member Experience Coordinator for the BNI Mid-America region. With me today is a new member that we are spotlighting. His name is Joshua Hall. His company is TimothyTek. So welcome, Joshua.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being on. And so, Joshua, let's start with a little bit about yourself. Tell us what chapter you're with and how long you've been in.
Sure. So I joined at the end of October. A friend of mine, Travis Johnson, invited me to Masters of Referral. That's the chapter I'm now a member of. And so I'd never heard of BNI before, didn't really know much about networking at all, but showed up to that morning meeting, and within 20 minutes or so, I'd met so many people I knew, man, I gotta be part of this. So I submitted my application, they got me right in, and it's been a great experience for me.
It's funny because it's actually kind of similar to my story. I got invited. I had barely heard of BNI, and this is back in 2003. So I'm in a member, it'll be almost 19 years, and barely knew anything about BNI, but I get in, it's a big visitors day. There's literally like 70 people in the room, and the chapter at the time wasn't even 20. So there was a ton of visitors, but the energy, the amount of people I meet, I'm like, yeah, I know I want to get in. So I filled out an application, had it ready for the next week. So it sounds similar, but it's funny, almost 20 years later, that I think this is a good lesson for a lot of us in BNI. There's still a lot of people that haven't heard of BNI. So you never know when you invite someone, you might be opening their eyes to a whole new world. So that's a good,
yeah.
Okay. So Joshua, tell us a bit about TimothyTek.
Sure. So TimothyTek, we are a full service IT company. Small businesses up to about 200 employees outsource their tech to us. The reason they choose us as opposed to all the other options out there is because we approach IT differently. When a company comes on board with us, we try to bring big corporate strategic IT and solutions to smaller business clients. We examine the three areas of business where IT is effective. IT is information technology. So we examine businesses or organizations, first of all, their internal processes to find out how can we help them be more productive. Where are the gaps in productivity that we can help fill? Then we look at their business continuity. What are the threats? As we walk through the various threats, and then we deal with those, and we provide solutions, the full range of solutions for business continuity. And finally, we look at reach, or your business's ability to get the word out and bring in new clients and keep them. And the whole thing is all about helping a business or organization. If it's a business, we help them improve their bottom line. I think we do a great job for small businesses. We also help nonprofits, churches, schools, and in their case, it's a little bit different. It's not about money, making money. It's about getting, being more effective in getting their mission out, getting their message out, and accomplishing their mission. So that's what we do. We take IT strategically. We provide all the normal traditional IT services, but we take a strategic approach.
Joshua, I have to say, you're speaking my language. So sounds good. And hopefully people watching this video can appreciate just how comprehensive they're talking about technology, because not every technology company does look at a company so comprehensively when it comes to planning technology. So I'm glad to hear Joshua. So speaking of what you do with the technology and that, I guess tell us a bit how your BNI experience has been and how it's been going trying to be a technology company in BNI.
Sure. BNI is a great organization. I've been, my role in my company, which I'm co-founder of, my primary role is sales and strategy. So I love meeting people, sitting down with people, talking to them. I'm probably meeting, because of BNI and all the networking that I started doing, I figured out one week I had met 100 unique people who I'd never met before. That was a good week. Some weeks I only meet 20 or 30, but man, before I joined BNI, I was meeting maybe 5. So BNI has been really helpful in terms of getting the word out and meeting people. We've signed up 3 or 4 clients this year already. And that's even though I was sick half of the month. We're only at the end of January. So a very promising experience for me and for TimothyTek. BNI has been awesome.
Well, I have to tell you that you're meeting a lot of people, and I think it's effective because if you said you signed up 3 or 4 clients already, you're doing very well for a technology company in BNI so far. Usually, my experience observing other technology companies, just given the complexity of technology, and it takes a while for people to kind of grasp things, and also it's not always easy to find a technology referral for a technology company if people aren't in that kind of mindset or space. You're doing pretty well, I would say. And so I would say it's based on, sounds like you are taking advantage of the BNI network and you're meeting a lot of people and making those connections. And I have to assume, based on the way you explained it to me earlier in this interview, I think you're getting your point across very well. So well done. So back to the technology. Tell us who your ideal clients are, and then also tell us who are the people that we could connect you with that could help get you in front of those type of clients.
Sure. So BNI, being in BNI, we are not actually hitting our target client very well. BNI has a lot of people who are running small businesses, so 10 or fewer employees. And really all the clients that we picked up from BNI have been 10 or smaller employees so far. And I think that's partly because, people are reluctant to refer a larger company since we haven't been in BNI very long. But and we appreciate any business that we can get, any business that's interested in growing and getting their technology in order, or even they just need some help, especially cybersecurity stuff. A lot of businesses don't have cybersecurity in place, and so almost every client we've dealt with has not had sufficient cybersecurity protection for what they're doing. So we'll take anybody really who needs our help. We're here to help. But our real targets are places like nursing homes. We've done a lot in the past with nursing homes or with schools where there's a lot of computers and there's a large network and there's a need for a lot of uptime. Especially, we love doing stuff in the medical industry because we have the solutions for HIPAA compliance, legal compliance, and we are very familiar with that. I did a stint at Vanderbilt University Hospital, and compliance was everything. We dealt with thousands of machines, and we had to make sure that no data ever got in the wrong hands. So our ideal clients are clients who need strategic IT. Either they want to grow, they're in a high growth trajectory, and they want an IT partner who understands business and strategy and growth and can make proposals and implement a high growth IT plan. Or anybody who's got to have their systems up all the time, like nursing homes. We love working with nursing homes. They need what we have to offer. They can't afford to have the internet down because people literally die because they can't get their medications if the internet goes out for too long. Well, we know every solution that's required to make sure the internet has fail safes. And there was one case we worked with a client that had lightning strike, and it fried everything. And it was a emergency all hands on deck. We have the solutions to get a client like that back on board with a minimal shoestring, network, very, very quickly. And then we can rebuild the whole system. So if people need IT that is, we're not Best Buy, we're not a break fix shop. If you need your IT to work all the time, and the biggest thing that we do is we try to prevent it from going down. We can prevent most problems from happening before they become a real problem. So our ideal clients are anybody who needs their systems to run smoothly and continuously. And so medical, anything related to medical, and then some law practices, especially if they're dealing with sensitive documents and they can't, they've got to make sure there's no data breaches. We've done a little bit with that. But then just really any businesses that's got a lot of computers in a large complex network,
Sure.
or anybody who needs, some cloud computing stuff done. We handle all that stuff. So.
Yep. Well, it sounds like your interest, obviously, given your background, is medical, and nursing homes aren't exactly medical, but they're kind of in that same care sphere. So I think that's obviously who you would really be looking to target. So I'd be curious if we run with that idea. So medicals, so obviously hospitals or larger medical facilities, nursing homes, you mentioned those type of facilities. It would be good to look for people that are in that space that could make introductions for you. So do you have any examples of people that are good connections that can put you in front of the right people at hospitals and nursing homes?
Sure. So we recently talked to an insurance agent who insures a bunch of churches and schools. If we could find an insurance agent who works with medical facilities. Now, the large ones like Mercy, they're not going to be interested in us. They've already got all their internal IT departments. So it's more like the smaller, like a regional hospital or an office and outpatient building that does not have their IT taken care of. But anybody who works in the insurance field or who does sales that's targeting that industry, sales reps for Epic, or Epic is one of the big medical records companies, but anybody who does sales for that.
Maybe pharmaceutical sales?
Connection. Pharmaceutical sales would probably be a good connection. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's good. And I'm glad we got a little bit more narrow. It's not the bigger hospitals. It's more the regional hospitals or outpatient centers, those types of places. That's a good detail to know, because that might help people better narrow down what they're looking for to help you out. So very good.
Right.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you on, Joshua. And do you have any last comments for our viewers?
I just really appreciate BNI and the leadership, and thanks, Marcel, for having me on. This is awesome.
You're very welcome. All right. Well, thanks to you, Joshua Hall with TimothyTek, for being on the BNI Mid-America New Member Spotlight. Again, this is Marcel Brown, and we will see you on the next episode.
For more information on how BNI can help you build your business, book your complimentary consultation with Virginia Moose-Keith at discoverbnimitamerica.com. BNI Mid-America TV is brought to you by the Bergman Insurance Group, your trusted source for Medicare information, education, and enrollment. Be sure to check out the show notes for additional information on how to contact today's host or guest about their business, and thanks for watching.